I would like to introduce a different poem. Oh my gosh, here we go. It's the Baroness poem, Ancestry. I'm going to read it and ask a few people to respond to it. All right, here it is, Ancestry. Dad was corkscrew, bottle fair ma, cried she. So ma might be mother or mama. Might be. Bottle fair ma, cried she. Gee, thy spiral, lofty, brilliancy, slick. Let's have a corking time, snapped he. Pulled cork, and damn his prick, I've got that turn in me. Oh, boy.
A little rhyming in there.
There's some rhyming. There's all kinds of punning, which is, of course, a favorite thing of the Baroness. Jake, do you have it in ModPo Plus? Okay. What do you want to say? Something brief about this wild, outrageous poem.
I'm thinking about, well, this is obviously like what an interesting take on describing one's ancestry, the son of, the daughter of, etc., etc. Right. Instead of describing all the ancestors, it's kind of far more explicit and funny and playful and dark and sad. What made me think of it, I often talk about my grandfather, who was very into making his moonshine, and it was just a pleasure that he took in setting up this contraption, and there were various like he cracked apricot pits, and like there's little things inside those pits that he put into it, and like some old jams and all these different recipes. And I don't know if it was, obviously I witnessed it as a kid, and then in my early teen years too, but I often think of those recipes and that procedure as kind of like fermentation process, as a poetic process that I have inherited too.
So you
like
have that turn in you.
Brewing that's in me also. That turn is in me too.
So the secret to your poetry is the concept of composition is a still.
A still.
That's another word for a bootleg contraption.
Bootleg contraption.
It's called a still in like Kentucky, right? Oh, that is such a cool way of understanding your ancestry. So you think it's a meta poem, this Baroness poem? It's about her poetry, where she got her wild corkscrew-like poetry. Oh, I like that. I don't know anybody can do any better. Kate, can you do any better?
No, certainly not. But what I'm interested in this poem is how I think that the title is the key to reading this poem for me, how she compresses time into this very brief moment of watching someone wrestle with a cork. And speaking of continuous presence, she's sort of reading her entire past and her entire ancestral lineage in this very brief present
and somewhat violent
activity.
Turning. She's seeing some violence, or marital violence, or the dad-mom relationship is based on something of a disagreement about sex and sexuality between her parents.
Yeah, are the dashes hers?
The dashes are hers.
And did she print it that way, or
she didn't print anything? This was found in manuscript, along with everything else that Juna Barnes had. Juna Barnes kept a bunch of Baroness manuscripts. They ended up at the University of Maryland. That's where I found this one, and it was actually reproduced in Body Sweats, which is a collection by Irene Gamble of the uncensored writings of the Baroness. So this was always a manuscript. Kate, sorry, I kind of cut you off. I wonder if you have a final thought, another thought on that. Did I let you say what you wanted to say?
I was just thinking about how Steinian that extrapolating move is, to take just this tiny instance of something immediate in the present and like making it the essence of something much, much bigger. And I feel like Stein does that a lot, where she, she'll title her poem something large like malachite, and then a spoon gets in the way, and all of a sudden they become one, but also the spoon becomes the malachite.
That's great. Thank you. I really like the idea that the Baroness has a relationship to Stein. It's not always clear. Allie, what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, I don't know if it's anything super profound, but it's interesting how it seems like she compresses time so that like her parents, it seems to like narrate her like parents just like have like, the moment of conception.
Yeah.
But then she pops right out. Like there's nothing in between. Like it's just like the instant, like she's the cork. And yet she's not the cork in the poem. She just has that turn in her, which seems to be associated more with her father. So yeah, and I'm interested in the tone too.
What is the tone?
It's pretty, it's like kind of light and jubilant and maybe slightly flippant. I'm not sure.
Damn his prick. She's talking about her father's penis. What's the tone of that? Damn his prick. That doesn't sound fun to me.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. I think Jerry's on Allie's side here. Well, that's a cue. Thank you, Allie. Let's turn to Jerry for a thought on Ancestry. Then we're going to take our phone call and do final thoughts. What do you think of this?
Well, with the Baroness, there's also the question of her writing in English, and that sometimes takes a strange turn.
Although this is more Englished than most of her poems.
The mysterious M.A. followed by, 6 dashes.
Yeah, 6 dashes.
But M.A. may be, of course, a complete word.
Right.
Bottle, fair, ma.
Yeah.
Dad was corkscrew, bottle, fair, ma.
Okay, good. That's almost Dickinsonian in its grammar.
Cried she.
Right.
We've got ma in there.
Another reversal.
G. Thy spiral lofty brilliancy.
This is Ma speaking to Pa.
Slick. Let's have a corking time.
He's ready to copulate and create the Baroness.
Yes, snapped he, pulled cork, and damn his prick, I've got that turn in me.
And who's saying damn his prick? That's the speaker. That's the Baroness figure.
Probably.
And I've got that turn in me, meaning, damn it, I inherited this. Pretty cool. I like it. By the way, let me just say, as we turn to the person on the phone, that the Baroness wrote thousands of poems. Thousands. Most of which have never seen the light of day. Irene Gamel's been through a bunch of them to create an anthology, a collection. And they're not all as interesting and good as this, but there's a lot of poems. So if you're anybody looking for something to do, an edition to make, or some kind of good article about a still unknown poet, basically, go down to Maryland and look at these manuscripts.